Okay, let's try this again. Good morning. I am so glad that you're here. Guess what? It's Friday again. So welcome to Friday Morning Coffee. We have a cast of thousands this morning. We have Zach Probst, our county administrator. We have Joy Riccardi. Did I get it right? Our public information officer. We have assorted commissioners and dignitaries. So we have our commissioner Billy Powell. We're so glad you're here. And Zach, I'm going to let you do the honors. Thank you.
Am I on? Oh, there I am. Yeah, I'm here. I know, but I want to make sure I'm out there too. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. It is always a privilege and a pleasure to spend a little time with everyone at Lanier Village Estates. Y'all are an important part of the Hall County community, and so we enjoy visiting with y'all a few times a year. We were here recently back in the fall to talk about transportation sales tax, and unfortunately that was not a winner, probably for various reasons. But one reason, which was actually a good thing, we had the most voters vote in the history of Hall County. We had over 100,000 people vote, which was really great. Didn't help the results any, but that's a good thing, especially when we only have about 135,000 registered voters. I mean, that's a lot of our voter base, so that was a good thing. So we need to keep that up. But today we want to talk a little bit about the state of Hall County. So we do an annual video. Joy, our public information office, her team puts together an annual state of the county, and it's just a really good way to capture in a very professional and succinct manner all the great things that Hall County's done throughout the year. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, we're not perfect. We don't get it right every time. But this really is a great county that has a great story to tell. And so this video is about 25 minutes, and at the end of the video, we'll of course answer questions, and we might have a few other remarks to make. I want to make sure I introduce a few of our electeds here today. Our chairman, David Gibbs, he took office January 1st. He's here with us today. Chairman Gibbs, you want to say hello? We've got Commissioner Billy Powell, District 2. He's your district commissioner. He's in the back. And then we've got Commissioner District 3, Greg Poole, here with us as well. And we might spend a little time, this thing's falling, we might spend a little bit of time talking about sales tax and the importance of sales tax after the video. I think y'all have heard us talk about it a few times in the past, but it is something that really does help Hall County reduce the property tax burden here in the community. And I know each of you individually probably don't see a direct property tax bill anymore, but I do have a business mind. You might end up paying for it indirectly through your monthly dues, I guess. So that's something to keep in mind when you talk about property taxes and sales tax. But at this time, we're going to play the video, and then we'll be here to have further dialogue and answer any questions you have. So, Mr. Ross, you good to play the video? Strawler, don't call me when the video starts.
Welcome to the 2025 State of the County. I'm Joy Lichardi, Hall County's Public Information Officer. This past year has been another year of growth and development for Hall County government, with many of our departments hard at work, focusing on providing citizens with excellent local government services and top-tier amenities. We're starting off with a look at Hall County Parks and Leisure, which completed several renovations at parks throughout the county and expanded its scope of work to include the management of 3 new parks. Here's Hall County Parks and Leisure Marketing and Public Relations Administrator Natalie LeDouceur with more.
Thank you, Joy. That's right. A number of our facilities received upgrades this past year. But first, let's talk about one of the biggest changes and additions to Hall County Parks and Leisure, the co-management of 3 new parks. In November of 2023, Hall County government entered into a cooperative management agreement with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to take over the day-to-day operations of 3 federal parks located in Hall County: Boulding Mill, Duckett Mill, and old federal campgrounds. Not only is this agreement significant because it's a first of its kind, but it also allows park revenue from these 3 locations to be reinvested into these parks to help fund adequate staffing and maintenance, ensuring citizens receive top-tier amenities and service while visiting these 3 parks. Now turning to our existing parks, let's take a look at some of the improvements made around the county, including several upgrades at Hall County athletic facilities. Let's start in North Hall with a look at Cool Springs Park. At Cool Springs Park, ball players might be the first to notice that the ball fields were laser graded and received 125 tons of new field dirt. Laurel Park also received new field dirt and laser grading, along with the installation of new scoreboards and new fencing and dugouts at all 4 ball fields. Park restrooms received interior and exterior renovations, while all 3 park pavilions received fresh paint, siding, and stonework, as well as new lighting and electrical, making Laurel Park a go-to destination for your next family event. Make sure the kids pack their swimsuits because they won't want to miss out on the upgrades made to the splash pad. And don't worry, we didn't forget about our 4-legged friends. Major renovations at the small and large dog parks were completed, including new fencing, improved servicing, and upgrades to the parking area. Making our way to East Hall Park, this park received 2 new scoreboards. Meanwhile, Alberta Banks Park received 1 new scoreboard. Visitors will also notice new lighting at the ball fields and pickleball courts, as well as a newly dedicated pavilion named for Glennon C. Crow, a local philanthropist who had an everlasting impact on the South Hall community. But that wasn't the only dedication made this past year. The fields at Allen Creek Soccer Complex were renamed in honor of the late Hall County Parks Director Mike Little, a man who devoted more than 2 decades to the betterment of Hall County parks and leisure.
There's really no way to overstate the importance of Mike Little to this department, to the county as a whole. So many of us worked with Mike for years, learned under Mike, were mentored by Mike, and so his legacy lives on through all of us.
We hope you'll visit Mike's favorite field, Field 4, and stop by the memorial plaque by Field 1 to take a moment to remember all that Mike Little gave to Hall County. Remember to follow us on social media to stay up to date on news and events, and be sure to check out our newly managed parks. You can book a reservation and facility space by visiting hallcounty.org. For Hall County Parks and Leisure, I'm Natalie Ledouceur.
Now let's switch gears and take a quick look at the Butler campus, where Hall County officials celebrated the completion of Phase 1 of the Hall County Health Department campus project. District 4 Commissioner Jeff Stowe says this project will ensure Hall County citizens have access to quality health care well into the future.
The original health department was built in the 1990s when our population was just over 95,000 people. Today, we serve over 225,000 people here in Hall County. So this expansion is much overdue, and not only will it help NGPG provide their services, but it will allow us to remodel, bring in new technology for the health department, and expand their services for our district here.
The completion of Phase 1 included a new 8,000 square foot medical office building currently leased by Northeast Georgia Physicians Group, along with new parking spaces, an access drive to the pre-existing facility, and a drive-through clinic component. Phase 2 of the project, which includes state-of-the-art renovations to the health department building, is in full swing and expected to be completed in 2025. Transportation is the backbone of any thriving community. And here at Hall County Government, we're committed to building a future where traveling is easier, safer, and more efficient for our growing community. This commitment is at the forefront of several projects designed to improve roadways for both citizens and visitors across the county. Here's Communications and Strategic Engagement Manager Sarah Crow with more.
As Hall County continues to grow, addressing long-standing transportation infrastructure needs and mobility throughout Hall County has never been more important. Let's start by taking a look at some of our active projects, such as this one at White Sulphur Road behind me. The White Sulphur Road realignment project is moving right along. This road realignment will move the road east of the train tracks and will enhance safety along the White Sulphur Road corridor in preparation for the inland port. District 3 Commissioner Greg Poole says this project will be vital in enhancing mobility and safety in his district.
We're here at the White Sulphur Road realignment project, and it's stated to be completed fall of 2025, and it's a critical infrastructure piece for the inland port, and which will help eliminate a lot of traffic congestions in our area here.
Meanwhile, work continues on the Cagle Road Improvements project, with completion expected in summer 2025. This project, which includes the continuation of a little more than a mile of pavement, will significantly improve safety and traffic flow, as well as enhance connectivity in the area. One of the major projects currently underway is the Sardis Connector, a long-awaited effort that will significantly reduce traffic congestion in North Hall. Earlier this year, we completed all necessary steps, including right-of-way acquisitions, utility relocations, and environmental permitting. The construction of the project was awarded in October. District 2 Commissioner Billy Powell says this project is a long time coming.
People don't often realize how long these transformational road projects can take. It was 2004 when we first started talking about the Sardis Connector, and now 20 years later, we're starting the project.
Now let's take a look at the Spout Springs Road Widening Project, which continues to be one of Hall County's top priorities in the ever-growing South Hall area. Phase 1 of the Spout Springs Road Widening Project, which widened Spout Springs from Hog Mountain Road to Union Circle, was completed last year. Now the focus shifts to Phase 2, which will extend the widening from Union Circle to Thompson Mill Road. Phase 2 of the project is still in its early stages. While right-of-way acquisitions are currently underway, construction is expected to begin in fall 2027, with completion projected for 2030. Finally, in addition to these projects and more, the Hall County Board of Commissioners has continued its efforts to tackle road repaving throughout the county in fiscal year 2025. By dedicating $14.7 million to the annual road resurfacing program. 30-plus miles of roadway will be repaved this year, and you can keep track using the Interactive Road Resurfacing Project map on the Hall County website. Simply click the Maps button on the homepage at hallcounty.org. For Hall County Government, I'm Sarah Crow.
As we continue to focus on managing growth and setting the standard for excellent local government services, several infrastructure projects come to mind that play a pivotal role in our long-term success. In 2023, Hall County broke ground on the Friendship Road Sewer Project, a vital piece of infrastructure in South Hall. The project was completed near the end of 2024, adding more than 5 miles of sewer lines along the Friendship Road corridor to meet the growing needs of the Mitchell Creek Basin area of South Hall. In addition to this expansion, Hall County has continued work on Phase 2 of the landfill expansion, which will increase its space to meet the community's growing solid waste needs. This expansion includes the construction of a new landfill cell, which is cell 3 of 5 planned cells at the landfill, a project Public Works and Utilities Director Bill Nash says is critical to maintaining a high quality of life for citizens.
Cell 3 is currently under construction. There's an estimated 5 to 6 years of life added to the landfill. And while we're constructing Cell 3, we're actually laying the groundwork for phases 4 and 5. And overall, the landfill lifespan is 15 to 18 years. And while that seems like a faraway date, we are having to be proactive in order to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the community.
And on the topic of infrastructure, the Hall County court system is hard at work managing its space and services to keep up with the growth of the community. As you may remember, work was completed on the new jury assembly room in late 2023. Construction is now underway on the former jury assembly room, which is being converted to a much-needed multi-purpose courtroom and customer service window for the Solicitor General's office. In addition to these renovations, courts has seen several new appointments in 2024. Stephanie Thompson was sworn in as acting Solicitor General, while Amanda Dean was appointed as Juvenile Court Judge, and Jason Deal was named Chief Superior Court Judge of the Northeastern Judicial Circuit.
2024 was an exciting year here at the courthouse. We have new judges, we have a new solicitor, we're going to have a new clerk starting in 2025. It has been a year of change and energy. I love all the new ideas that people bring. This is a very collegial and professional group of people that work at this courthouse that deal with the ever-growing caseload. We have a wonderful court administrator, and we've been able to accomplish a lot. I'm very proud to have been part of this bench for the last 38 years.
In December, a swearing-in ceremony welcomed aboard new Clerk of Courts Mark Pettit, State Court Judge John Wingate III, and Superior Court Judge John Brakefield, who formerly served as State Court Judge. The court system has celebrated many successes this past year, including the celebration of its 1,000th graduate from Hall County Drug Court and the launch of its new mobile app, Justice Path, which allows access to court docket and jury information from any mobile device. Court System Administrator Jason Stevenson says we can expect to see a lot more out of the court system for years to come.
Over the last year, we completed our second space study in 4 years. This one focused on the year 2055, a 30-year growth plan for the local court system. And over the next 5 years, our primary challenge will be how do we meet the need for additional space in Hall County, both for new judgeships and staff. And so in 2025, our emphasis will be on working with community leaders and the public to land on a long-term strategy for growth.
But the courthouse isn't the only Hall County facility receiving upgrades. Several improvements were made at the Hall County Animal Shelter, including the installation of a new state-of-the-art HVAC system and the creation of a new intake center. Here's Director of Hall County Animal Services, Trey Garcia, with more.
That's right, Joy. Hall County Animal Shelter has undergone many renovations this past year. The Hall County Animal Shelter received a brand new HVAC system, enhancing the air quality for staff, volunteers, visitors, and animals. But more than that, this upgrade will significantly reduce the spread of illness and disease among animals, as this new system continuously cycles fresh outside air throughout the facility. In addition, the shelter received fresh paint inside the building, new dog baths, and sound baffling panels to help reduce noise inside the adoption rooms. The animal shelter improved its efficiency and operations by relocating animal control from space inside the shelter to its own building on Barber Road. The vacant space inside the shelter was then used to open a new intake center, streamlining the processes for both animals coming into and leaving the shelter. You may remember the implementation of our targeted social media posts highlighting animals with the longest shelter stay as our facility near capacity. And we are proud to report again this year that those posts have resulted in a 100% save rate.
We took the recommendation of the Best Friends Animal Society at the start of 2024 to advertise on social media the animals that were at risk of euthanization due to space constraints at the Hall County Animal Shelter. We were nervous about doing that because that can be perceived as a negative thing. However, the community and the animal lovers out there have responded overwhelmingly positively, and every single animal that we put out there at risk of euthanization has been adopted, has found a forever home, and we're just so grateful to the community for their support and their positive support of that program.
The support of shelter staff, volunteers, the community, and the Board of Commissioners is crucial to the success of the animal shelter, and we thank you for serving as an advocate for the voiceless. For more information on how to get involved at the shelter, including volunteering and fostering opportunities, please visit the Animal Services page at hallcounty.org. For Hall County Animal Services, I'm Trey Garcia.
Now let's check in with public safety, where the Hall County Sheriff's Office has seen another year of growth and progress in service and safety to the Hall County community.
Thanks very much, Joy. As we review 2024, we can certainly look at the challenges we faced as a law enforcement agency, but we prefer to focus on the strides we've made in the face of those challenging experiences. Sheriff Gerald Couch, who has been at the helm of our agency since 2013, outlined some of the highlights of the past year for the Hall County Sheriff's Office.
When I think back on the work of our agency over the past 12 months, it is very difficult to pinpoint just a few specific areas where we have excelled. Our men and women face and overcome challenges daily. That said, one particular case last year captured the attention of not just our county, but even made news across the nation. It required the full focus of our Special Investigations Unit with support from dozens of additional Hall County SO officers, as well as the ongoing support of the Hall County community. In late May, a 12-year-old Gainesville girl went missing from her home. It took 8 weeks of investigative work before the break in the case came from the girl herself. She created a new Facebook page so she could contact her father, telling him not to look for her and that she was with someone and she was fine. When the father heard from his daughter, he got in touch right away with our SIU. They connected the account to a phone number, which investigators traced to Dover, Ohio. We knew we had enough evidence to send a team to Ohio to find the child and hopefully the man who transported her out of the state.
The pings from the latitude and longitude of the phone number that we were tracking, and we were able to actually track it to a park. It was the first time that day it had moved and had been moved to the park, and so we traveled to the park to get eyes on whatever it was that was there, and at that point we determined that it was there. They were in a car there together.
It was a grueling investigation that took the entire summer, and our team never gave up on bringing the case to a close.
I couldn't tell you how many hours went into this case. There were several nights where we slept in our offices, and we got up in the middle of the night because a tip came in that was enough that we needed to come check it right then. And there was a lot of time spent away from home, away from family, but it was all worth it in the end when we found her.
Anybody who drives in Hall County is aware of the high traffic volume on our roads. I expect that volume will grow as more residents and more businesses move to our county and call it home. The Sheriff's Office has had a traffic and heat unit for some time, but we created a 3-person accident investigation unit to investigate more complex traffic problems such as serious injury and fatality crashes.
Between the three of us, we have thousands of hours of training. I have specific training in commercial motor vehicle wrecks. Deputy Trammell and Deputy Jeffries have all of the reconstruction training necessary to work passenger vehicle wrecks, and we all come together to work together.
The unit is on call 24/7. That means they can respond to incidents quickly and get the roads open for travel sooner. Moreover, we know the investigations will be done with excellence and attention to detail. Last year at this time, I mentioned that we were working on a mentorship plan for the Sheriff's Office. In March, we announced details of Overwatch, a peer-to-peer mentoring program where we pair new Sheriff's Office hires with experienced members of the agency. We started with 30 mentors, trained and ready to build relationships with our newest team members. With Overwatch, our new employees can see in their mentors the kind of public safety employees that they can be. In addition, our veteran employees realize their experience is valuable to the men and women who are following in their footsteps.
I've seen them become more confident officers and more confident deputies on the street, just with private conversation that we've had. They've all had the opportunity to speak with me in private. I've gone over to their houses, met their parents, and sometimes when it's been a hard day for them, they give me a call and we're always able to talk about it. But absolutely more confident officers because of the mentorship program.
I see the Overwatch program gaining more value in the coming year. To find out more about the outstanding work done every day by the men and women of the Hall County Sheriff's Office, I invite you to attend one of our Sheriff's Office Citizens Academy sessions this year. I think you'll be impressed by what you see.
In keeping with the trend of growth and development, Hall County Fire Rescue has undergone significant changes this past year, including expanding its operations with a new fire station, graduating a record number of paramedics, and solidifying its leadership. Here with those details is Public Information Officer Kimberly Ledsinger.
Hall County Fire Rescue is continuously working to improve its operations and service to our community, a task that cannot be done without the support of strong leadership. We are proud to kick off our annual update with the naming of Fire Chief Jerry Smith. Chief Smith, who served as interim fire chief beginning in August 2023, was named the permanent fire chief earlier this year following an in-depth recruitment process. Chief Smith brings a wealth of knowledge to his role, having more than 30 years of experience in various capacities. He says serving as fire chief is an honor, promising a commitment to the safety and well-being of Hall County citizens.
I've been selected to be the fire chief for Hall County Fire Rescue. It is an honor to serve our community, and it has been very overwhelming with the support that we have had from the community, from county administration, and most of all the firefighters within our department.
Hall County broke ground on Fire Station 17 in May 2023, and less than a year later it opened for business. This station, located along Holiday Road in Beaufort, just 4 miles from Lake Lanier Islands, serves the growing needs of the South Hall area and shortens emergency response times to Lake Lanier. Of course, the station is equipped with the latest technology and equipment, ensuring our services remain top tier and most efficient. Similarly, you may have already noticed one of the Fire Rescue's new state-of-the-art ambulances on the road. 8 custom vehicles were added to its fleet in 2024, improving efficiency among staff while enhancing the patient experience. Next time you see one of these new vehicles, there's a chance the staff inside are also new to the team. In 2024, Fire Rescue graduated a record-breaking number of 84 firefighter EMTs from its training program, with a new class beginning in spring of 2025 meeting a critical need for the department. But these are not the only new additions to our ranks. Fire Rescue welcomed a special new member to its team, Apollo, an accelerant detection canine who is specially trained to assist with fire investigations and help solve arson cases. Apollo joined the team in June thanks to a generous donation from the North Georgia Community Foundation.
We're very excited, and hopefully this is the start of a true canine program that can continue on past just one dog, and that's kind of my expectation, is hoping that this becomes a standard here in Hall County that we're able to continue and pursue, making sure we're getting accurate data on every single investigation we do, and he's a huge asset for that.
Hall County Fire Rescue is a team of men and women who make immeasurable sacrifices for the betterment of our community. Hundreds of hours are spent in training using state-of-the-art technology that prepares us for any and every scenario. This past year, the Board of Commissioners approved the purchase of a burn simulator and vehicle extraction simulator, as well as a high-fidelity EMS mannequin to simulate realistic patient scenarios, ensuring our members have the proper tools and equipment to provide the highest level of service to Hall County citizens and its visitors. Be sure to follow Hall County Fire Rescue on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, where you'll get to meet some of your local heroes, see life at the station, and more. For Hall County Fire Rescue, I'm Kimberly Ledsinger.
As we move into the new year, we're also highlighting updates throughout Hall County government, including achievements made in finance, workforce development, mental health, and changes in leadership. This past year, Hall County received an upgraded credit rating by Fitch Ratings, boosting it from AA+ to AAA.
Hall County is just one of 8 jurisdictions in the state of Georgia to have a AAA status, and this would not be possible without the visionary leadership of our Board of Commissioners and our dedication to focusing on our strategic plan.
Included as a priority in the county's strategic plan is quality of life for its citizens, including efforts made in supporting behavioral and mental health initiatives. This past year, the Hall County Board of Commissioners, alongside all 158 other counties in Georgia, adopted a resolution urging continued mental health reform efforts at the state level. District 1 Commissioner Kathy Cooper, who also serves on the Association County Commissioners of Georgia Standing Committee on Mental Health and Substance Abuse, says she is proud to stand with the rest of the state when it comes to mental health initiatives.
Part of my role as a commissioner, it is to research and find ways to bring services to our people. When I joined this committee through ACCG, we had meetings where we would gather our thoughts from all the counties, our best practices. What are you doing in your community that is working and what's not working? So once we gathered that information over the last year, we've sent out some good suggestions. We're working towards those, but it's just important for our citizens to be able to have the help that they need, the resources that they need, and the voice to listen to them, talk to them, and help them find ways that is an answer to their particular problem, because it affects so many families. So as your commissioner, I'm proud to be able to serve on that committee.
Keeping with the strategic plan in the realm of workforce development, you may remember Hall County's 2023 launch of its LEAVES, or Leadership Education for Advancing and Developing Staff program. We reached another milestone in 2024 as the first ever class graduated from the course. This 12-month program is designed to invest in rising Hall County leaders and serves as a testament to the board's vision of supporting and investing in leadership in service to Hall County citizens. And while we're talking about the Board of Commissioners, 2025 marks the end of an era with longtime Board Commissioners Chairman Richard Higgins, as he makes way for a new chairman to take seat. Higgins has served as Commission Chairman for the past 8 years, following a 12-year stint with the Hall County Board of Education. Collectively, he has dedicated 20 years of service to the Hall County community, and we are grateful for his time and his service.
I've been honored to serve Hall County in different capacities over the years. You know, I was 12 years on the school board, 11 as the chairman. In the last 8 years, I've been on chairman of the county commission. I feel like we've made a lot of progress in that. A lot of things going on. It's a pleasure to serve, and like I said, I think that's what you're supposed to put here on earth. You're supposed to make things better than worse, and I feel like we've done that in Hall County. And the primary reason we've been successful in Hall County as a commission is working together, and I think that's the key issue in any kind, whether school board or commission, is be able to work together for the greater good.
David Gibbs took over as chairman on January 1st. He says he looks forward to working alongside Hall County's 4 commissioners with a shared goal in mind: to serve for the betterment of Hall County citizens.
First, I would like to thank the voters that supported me and earned the trust of the ones that didn't. I want to thank Richard Higgins for keeping the campaign about the issues here in Hall County. I truly appreciate his public service. I look forward to serving with other commissioners on the issues that are negatively impacting the Hall County citizens. Thank you.
And as we end on a goodbye and a warm welcome, we also want to remind you that you can stay up to date on county news by following us at hallcounty.org and on Facebook, Instagram, and Vimeo. Thank you for joining us for the 2025 State of the County. I'm Joy Licciardi.
We got a lot going on, don't we? You know, we've grown to the 10th largest county in the state by population, and as you can see, we provide a lot of services that, I'll have to be open and honest, before I went to work for Hall County, I took for granted. And that's not a bad thing, because that means we're doing our job as well as we can. If a lot of people, I'm not saying a lot of people do, but you know, it kind of goes unnoticed, the amount of support and service that a local government provides. And I say this to our new hires every 2 weeks, there's not a more relevant form of government in a person's life in this country than local government. I know we spend a lot of time talking about federal government, state government, but what local governments do in each and every day for each of you matters. And that's really neat to be a part of that. And we're blessed in Hall County to have great leadership at the commission level. Each of our commissioners care very deeply about this community. They're all from this community, and they've worked hard in this community, and they're serving this community at the highest level. And we're very blessed to have the 5 commissioners we do. So at this time, I'll turn it over. If Chairman Gibbs, you want to say a few remarks, or Commissioner Powell or Commissioner Poole make a few remarks, and then we can open it up for questions after that. Okay.
Haven't missed a chance.
Nah. You got a mic?
I think Billy's got a mic.
I just want you to put a face with a name. I'm David Gibbs, and I am the chairman of Hall County. I love Hall County. And obviously, we love you too. I worked 28 years, all of my adult life, at the fire department, and when I used to come out here, it was not on these same terms. And I hope you never need an ambulance again, but if you do, rest assured you are in fantastic hands. They are the best in the business. Just like our staff, we have a fantastic staff. You see what we're dealing with. It's a humongous, ongoing project here in Hall County. Just things come up, we have to deal with them. And we try to make the best competent decision for the people of this county. Sometimes we're not perfect, but rest assured we're doing what's right for the county. I'm going to sit outside, didn't get any breakfast, I hand wrote some stuff I'm just going to say right quick, if I can get it open. Just where I'll get it right. And I hand wrote this, by the way, if I can read my handwriting. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. It's my privilege to address you today and reflect on the progress we've made and opportunities ahead. Our county continues to grow, as everybody knows. That is a big ongoing issue, and it's just something we have to deal with. And with that growth comes responsibility to ensure economic vitality and a high quality of life for Hall County, all the residents of Hall County. As we move forward, we will focus on strengthening local businesses and investing in our education, which is very important. We have to take care of our children. We are committed to responsible planning, ensuring that Hall County remains a great place to live, work, and play. You deserve it. I want to thank our county employees. Without our county employees are our biggest asset. Without them, this is not possible. This is a humongous undertaking, which I found out this is my 3rd month. And it's a boxing match every day, trying to figure out what's best for the county. But I want you to be assured that you are in great hands. From our public service, which I did all my life. I've been in public service for over 30 years. It's just a different capacity now. So rest assured, I hope you never need an ambulance, but if you do, you're in good hands. Our staff is wonderful. Just like this, it took hours and hours and hours to get this together. And I think it goes unrecognized most of the time, even by me. I've got so much going on, I forget to thank the people that really take care of these things. Zach, Billy, Greg, all of us. Folks, I cannot, if I told you, you'd think I'm lying, but this is huge. And everybody's got a different idea. But don't be afraid to tell us your ideas, because we need them. This is your county. It's not my county. It's your county. I got 2 ears, and I'm going to listen a lot more than I talk. So please, please be involved. I mean, tell your friends, your neighbors, you know. Hall County's great. Well, don't tell everybody, because we don't need no more influx. But you know what I mean? It's a great, great, great county. Like Zach said, it's the 10th largest county. All jokes aside, we're taking care of business, and it's going forward, whether we like it or not, and we will make the best decisions for you in Hall County. Like I say, I want to thank our county employees. I just really, because I was one, well, I work for the city, which city don't count. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, it's an amazing, amazing family at the public service and here what we do. And I am so, so fortunate to be a part of it. I want to thank our county employees, community leaders, and residents for their dedication to this great county we call home. I just can't stress it enough. Together, we will continue to build the future for Hall County. And that's all I have. If anybody's got any questions for me, I'll be glad to answer them.
There have been an enormous amount of apartments built in Hall County and Gainesville in the last year or two. Where are all these people coming from, and what are the jobs that they're coming here for?
That's a good question, because I don't know the answer to that. I mean, they love this county. They like the quality of life here, is number one. That's why they're coming. And I wasn't joking. Don't tell everybody to come here. But I think that's the biggest deal, Billy, making.
Well, Hall County was just named again for the 12th year, Zach, is that right?
Yes, that sounds right.
12th year in a row, the best place to do business in the state of Georgia. for the 12th year in a row. So that's a testament to our governors in the past. Governor Deal especially started that trend, our legislatures, and our local elected officials that continue to carry on that mission and, you know, support business every way we can. So if we're the 12th best place to do business in the state, then people are going to come here. You know, there's something going on here. There's this little body of water out here. There's the mountains that you can see in the distance up here. You know, there's a quality of life that we have all figured out right here that people want to share in. So, Jack, that's why people are moving here. It's difficult to afford a house now. The median price of a house in Hall County now is $442,000. That is the median price. The $250,000, the $300,000, they're gone. So where are they going to go? They got to go to townhomes. You're seeing a lot more townhomes being built. You're seeing more apartments being built. That's why. It's because everybody, you know, a young couple just starting out, $442,000. I can't do that math. Somebody, you know, how much is that payment on a mortgage? You know, $2,500, $3,000. Yeah, a month.
Where are the jobs coming from?
We have existing industries that are expanding, probably more so than new ones moving in. Zach, correct me? Does that sound right?
Sounds right, yeah.
Yeah. So Mars Wrigley, you know, they will invest, I think last year they did a $70 million expansion. That's an existing industry here. Kubota is adding on 800,000 square feet of new manufacturing. You know, that on their campus, they've got 180 acres out on 365. They're building an additional 800,000 square foot manufacturing facility. So King's Hawaiian is adding a new line. When they add a new line, they probably add, and when I say a new line, a new production facility for their Hawaiian rolls. And if you ever have a chance to do a tour of King's Hawaiian, go do a tour of King's Hawaiian, because part of the tour is the warm rolls coming off the assembly line, and they've got a big block of butter about this big, and you slap it on and you take it right off the line. So if you ever have a chance to go to King's Hawaiian. So, Jack, it's things like that. You know, companies realize the value and the quality of life that we have here in Hall County, and they are willing to reinvest. We also have Cottrell. Cottrell has been here forever. You know, they make the trailers that transport cars. You're seeing them, you know, stacked on the cars. They'll carry about 10 cars. Cottrell makes those here. They're expanding for another 500,000 square feet of manufacturing space right here in Hall County. That's their business. You know, car carriers. We've got another company. It's a Korean bakery. It's called CJ Foodville. They're moving their entire operation for their U.S. right here in Gainesville and Hall County. So businesses are coming in and they want to put down their roots and start growing and being part of this community. So that's where the jobs are coming from. It's existing industries reinvesting. It's new industries coming in because they've learned how you know, our quality of life, you know, how great it is that we enjoy things here. I mean, Lanier Village, the greatest retirement facility in the entire state, is right here, you know. You know. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Wait. I applaud you for all you've done, and this is definitely the best place I've ever lived in my entire life. Not just LVE, but Hall County. I am a little bit concerned about affordable housing for our low-income wage earners. Does Hall County have any plans to support that initiative at all?
That is a topic of discussion that will go on for hours and hours and hours. There's so many fingers that fit into that. Number one, what is affordable housing? Start with that. You know, you can ask everybody in this room, and you're probably going to come away with a dozen different answers. What is the responsibility of local government to provide affordable housing? Who's going to build it? Who's going to pay for it? Where's the land? Where's it going to be? Are there tax incentives? Are there state incentives? Are there federal incentives? You know, one of the interesting comments that we always get is, we need affordable housing, just not right here. Mm-hmm. So it's a very, I've participated in several group discussions about that, and that's why I'm able to voice an opinion. But it's, who takes ownership? You've got, who's going to build it? You have housing developers. What is their goal? Make money.
Profit.
Make money. So, do they want to build a $440,000 starter home, or do they want to build an $800,000 second home? You know, what's their incentive to build a $200,000 home or a $150,000 townhome? You know, do you want your profit margin to be 8,000? Do you want it to be more? So it's a long discussion, and I don't have an answer for you right now. It's something that is always going to be a topic of discussion for communities, and you know, trying to make everybody happy with the answer that you come up with is just unrealistic. So I think it's always going to be a topic of discussion for years to come. Yes, ma'am.
What's the status of the inland port? I mean, we keep hearing things like we're widening roads for it, and there's going to be all this truck traffic, etc. What exactly is the current status of it?
I'm glad you asked that, and I'm going to get my county administrator, Zach Probst, right up here.
Oh, there's Greg.
Greg Poole, he's District 3 Commissioner.
Yeah, we're working on it right now. How's that for generic? Yeah, it's moving right along. Roads are going good. It's really getting really close. They have moved mountains of dirt. It's the biggest dirt moving project ever in Hall County, I was told by Simpson Grading. So you want to know why they're coming? That's not many jobs over there. There's only 40 jobs coming over there. You won't know where all these people are coming from. We have not created as many jobs in Hall County as homes that we are here. People are moving here because they just want to live here, and then they're going to drive to somewhere else too. That is a fact. So affordable housing, I want to say something about that. One of the reasons houses are so unaffordable is because of the restrictions we put on houses in local government, state government, and federal government. We tell them we want you to have a brick house with hardy board siding, I grew up in a house with vinyl siding. According to our standards, you can't do that no more. So why are houses so high? Because of the restrictions we put on them. If we really want to know the truth, I'm talking about us. But the inland port, it's coming, moving along good. We talk about traffic up there. We're going to have a lot of traffic in the future. Most of it's going to be from subdivisions. Won't even be from tractor and trailers. It'll be from high density subdivisions and all that. That's where it's going to be coming from. So our job is to limit that as much as possible and make sure. I wish we had one of these places in Lula. I am George Jones's hero. And he's my hero. So I wished he was here. He's a great human being. I ran for county commissioner because my mama's 80 years old and she's a widow and she don't have a voice. So I want to speak for my mama. I want to speak for all the women that go to Tim Bridge Baptist Church where I go. I want to be their voice. They're terrible drivers. We need, yes, they hate it when I say that, but we need a grocery store in Lula so they don't have to drive from Lula to Gillsville and slow me up from going to work. That's why I ran. I'm just being honest with you. There is some things we need. I worry about that high density. I worry about those subdivisions. I worry about affordable housing. I worry, are we making houses? I'm talking about us, the county. I can say that. I'm part of it. Are we part of the reason houses are so unaffordable? And if you asked me and held a gun to my head, I'd say yes.
I just want to say a little bit about the affordable housing. And I've lost many a nights trying to figure this out. There's no definition for that. I've asked, like Billy said. Everybody's got their own opinion. What you can afford is not what I can afford, what Billy can afford, what Zach can afford, or anybody. So what's affordable? The better word is attainable, and I'm not so sure that's the correct word. This has been a struggle, Billy, probably forever. People moving in here, they love the quality of life. That's what they want. They're getting out of Gwinnett. They're getting out of these congested places. But if we're not careful, we're going to destroy the quality of life in Hall County. Trust me, there ain't so much land. So we have to also listen to the people. The problem that I see is we've got way too many residential structures versus to our commercial. And what I mean by that is, like Greg said, I think a lot of them are traveling out to go to work. Correct me if I'm wrong, Zach, but I think the last figure, and I think it's worse than that, it cost us 12 cents per square foot for every residential home in this county that the county has to put with it. Commercial, we gain 8%. 8 cents per square foot. So common sense, we've got to get the commercial in a better ratio for, it's common sense. We got to get the commercial to a better ratio with our rooftops because it is draining us dry. Think about that. So how do we do that? We can pack all the people and homes we want in here, but the taxpayers are going to have to pay for it at this rate. And I got a problem with that. We're here for you. Well, y'all got a beautiful place, you know. So, the best I can figure, that's about 1.5 times where we need to be. So we need to be
60-40. 60% residential and 40% commercial to break even. To break even. So what are we now, Zach? 80-20?
A little better. We're like 76, 24-ish, kind of.
So, I mean, it's not going to take rocket science to figure that one out. So if we keep piling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of homes and apartments in here, somebody's got to pay for it. I know I can't. I don't have enough money. I mean, I pay my part. Sometimes I think I pay more than my part, but just like everybody else, you know. But we have got somehow to harness this growth and get a sustainable, healthy growth for this county. I mean, we have to. If we don't, common sense, you know what's coming. I mean, at some point there's got to be an end, and that rocket will run out of fuel. And it worries me that what's going to happen. So we're working on that, and I've voiced my opinion, and hopefully we can come to some kind of plan that's not just strictly out for these developers. And I understand, I want everybody to make money. I want to ride in your jet. I want you to make all the money you can make. But at what cost? At what cost is that going to impose on Hall County? If anybody's got any fixes, please let me know. Because I'm ready to listen. But that's where I'm at. I'm very concerned. And if we're not, something's wrong. If we're not legitimately concerned, something's wrong. This is my kids, my grandkids, your grandkids' future. And we don't want to leave a place where they can't even afford to live. So that's my take on that. And if anybody's got any suggestions, I'd like to hear them. Like Billy said, this has been ongoing for forever. There's no quick fix. You know, you got to go in with a scalpel, not a hammer. There's no quick fix. But if we don't start now, it won't ever get fixed. You got to start. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you so much, all of you, for being here today. We appreciate it. I assume that you would be available for some questions if others have them privately. Thank you again. Have a nice day, everyone.